Yeah, I think everyone needs multiple streams of income. And so it's super important. I can't imagine not having that, because the security you get, the feeling you get of confidence, of like financial confidence when you have that. One could take a dive 1 month or have a rough month, and yet you're still good. You're still able to make good decisions in life, because it's really tough. I've been there many times where you have decisions in life, financially or business or family, and if you're stressed about financials, you're not really making the best decisions typically. It's a very stressful point of view to come from. So really important to get your financial side of your life in check so that you can live a great life.
You have to begin by being rich and wealthy in your mind before you become rich and wealthy in life. The real purpose of financial wealth is for you to be able to finance your personal mission for your life. It's your freedom money.
We're here with Caesar, and Caesar, we just spent the last 25 minutes or so talking about opportunities within your business. And I'd love for you to kind of just share with our friends that experience.
Well, it is amazing that you guys reach out to just talk about my business and make me realize what I'm probably missing and what should just keep doing or keep growing and expect on my business in terms of growing in the future. I feel like for new agents, it is important to have these conversations so your mindset is in place and you get motivated every day to just keep going.
Awesome. Thank you, Caesar.
That was well said.
Mentorship and coaching is so important because if you think about it, our entire lives, we have had coaches, teachers, people who help us grow, and it should be absolutely no different with business.
You can almost overdo it at KW. So we have our initial coaching program that you join as a new agent, which is productivity coaching. We also have growth coaching, advanced coaching, and then Keller Williams offers MAPS coaching, international training. So, you could be in training and in class every day of the week if you really wanted to.
And whether their goal is 100 transactions a year or they're more focused on lifestyle and fueling whatever it is that they're trying to do with their life, we have coaching that is tailored to whatever they need to grow their business.
I sit back and reflect on my time with Keller Williams Realty Centers. I can see how much I've already continued to grow, and the people around me and the people that I've met here and the journey and trajectory that they're on, that I'm building a life that I've never imagined for myself.
Over the last 10 years of being in real estate, I can honestly say that these last 2 years have put me in a place where I can create my life for myself and my family that I didn't even know was possible.
So how does an agent make their business more profitable? Well, I think the first thing you need to do is you need to have a plan.
Understanding the fact that we have certain revenue goals, but we can't have those goals and reach those goals if we don't understand what our expenses are, and creating that net income.
Have a plan, keep an eye on the numbers, and then just keep redirecting every time you think you're off course, or just keep checking in.
Because at the end of the day, I can show you many agents that do hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of transactions every year, but their expenses equate the amount of money that they bring in. We want to change that conversation. We want to change the conversation to it's what you take home at the end of the day. That's what matters to us.
Everybody has bought and sold. I'm like, really? Everybody has bought and sold.
Something that's fun, that gets people to take a second look.
Post on Facebook 10 times a week.
We had another model moment.
You need to tell people how you're winning.
The technology is supporting our efforts, not leading our efforts.
Every agent is posting, inventory's up and all this and doom and gloom. I'm going, hey, there were 7,200 homes sold last month in the Phoenix market.
Right. Right.
There's this pressure to have omnipresence, be everything to everyone all the time. I'm a believer that is not possible.
I gotta hit pause. You're throwing a lot of value, which is your motto.
It's pretty sweet.
I don't know if it gets any better. We call this kind of the Disneyland for the real estate entrepreneur. And
whatever you're thinking today, just 10x it.
Hey, everybody, if you like that, there is so much more.
Here we are, my friends. Welcome to another amazing team meeting. Guess what time it is, Stevie?
Halloween.
That's right. So here's what I want you to do in the chat. As we do, we always have fun in the chat group, and it's a lot of fun. I want you to think back on your most favorite Halloween costume that you've ever done, Stevie, and everyone else. I want you to type that in the chat, and I want to see what your favorite Halloween costume was. Because Stevie, what do we got happening this Friday?
Friday, we have it's our monthly social, but it is our KWRC Halloween party. It is a costume party. So if you are showing up, we expect you to be in your most creative costume. We're probably not going to kick you out if you aren't, but we definitely encourage you to dress up, bring the fun vibes, the energy. We're hoping it's going to be a really good turnout. It's going to be at the Old Flame on Main Street in Newmarket. So it is an evening party. So this is something we haven't done in a while. We've kind of always have done things in the afternoon through to the evening, but we made sure for this one, it is an evening party. So it's from 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock. After that, you want to keep the party going, it's up to you. But as I've mentioned before, get your babysitters, figure out the kids, figure out dinner, and then come join us for the evening on Friday at the Old Flame. It's going to be a really fun time.
I love it. And Jen, look at all these great comments coming in. I can see Pierre. Here's Pierre. I can see Pierre and Stephans. Can we not see that? Right?
Yeah.
I saw Cruella DeVille.
Yeah.
I saw.
It was a dice.
Okay, I'm looking forward to seeing that one there.
Yeah.
Today is also a big day. It's not only our team meeting, and welcome to our October team meeting, but Gary, it's your 10th anniversary in real estate and with Keller Williams. So congratulations. It's been that's a journey. And tell us more about your 10 years of being in real estate, being here at KWRC.
Yeah, you would do that. 10 years. I kind of think back of what 10 years is. And it's one of these things where a lot has obviously changed, but on the flip side, not a lot has changed, right? And 10 years as with KWRC, it's a lot of fun. I got to tell you, especially when we have meetings like this, we interact with each other. And the most important thing to me, as I kind of reflect on it, people here, is when I think back on my 10 years, I have created some of my best friends over that 10 years at KWRC. And that, to me, how can that happen? Well, I think by going out to events like what Stevie's hosting on Friday, going to our training events, going to Mega Camp and family reunion. And I remember one time, Colin, you and I were down there, and somebody has said to us, "Man, you guys know everybody." But we don't. It's just we go and meet people, and it's just fun to be around like-minded people, and that's what energizes everybody, and I know what energizes me. So when I think back on my 10 years at KWRC, I think of friendship, I think of community, I think of family, all that kind of fun stuff, right? Like, business is one thing. Business is awesome. We need business.
Yes.
We need the other stuff more. That's the part that I love.
Well, that's just beautiful. And I must say, we're honored to have you as part of our family. And we will continue to, as long as you continue to show up, you'll be treated as family.
There you go. I like it. Okay.
We're not going to kick you out.
Good. Yeah. Let's move on. It's all good. It's going to be for 10 years and 10 and 20 and 30 more, whatever that looks like. We're going to say bye to Stevie and Jen for a few moments and kind of kick off the meeting. And we've got a guest speaker waiting in the green room, if you will. And we want to get him on as quick as possible here. So Stevie, Jen, we'll see you in just a few moments. Good stuff. So Colin, we got a few things to do here. And one of the great things, of course, with KW is our mission statement to build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and of course, our favorite now, legacies worth leaving. Good stuff. Good stuff. Take our vision off.
Yeah. Our vision is to be the real estate company of choice for agents and also for our customers.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And of course, our value is God, family, as I just talked about, and then business.
Absolutely.
What are our beliefs here, Colin?
Win-win, no deal.
Yeah. Integrity, do the right thing.
Customers always come first.
And commitment in all things.
Communication, seek first to understand ideas before results.
Teamwork, together everyone achieves more.
Trust starts with honesty.
And equity, opportunities for all.
Absolutely. Success results through people.
Beautiful, beautiful. So that brings us to, well, this is what I am actually, this is what I'm most excited about is our guest speaker, because for a long time I thought to myself, we got to have Jason on our call here. And I know you and many other the OPs and leadership right across KW, Colin, flew down to Dallas last week. And basically what I said to you is you are not coming back unless
I have
to book Jason Abrams for our team meeting. And lo and behold, this is what you've done. Jason, are you ready? You ready to come on? Give me that thumbs up. Yeah, here we go. All right. Thumbs up, Jason. Here we are. Somebody that I've looked up to for a long time. I love anytime Jason speaks at whether it's any of our family reunion events or online. I carve out time to make sure that happens because he just looks at it with always a fresh set of eyes, the down to earth kind of look on it, and tells it like it is. And the like it is hey, we got to go talk to more people and to our clients and service them at an incredibly high level. And that's what you're here to do today, Jason. But I'm going to hand it over to you, Colin.
Absolutely, Gear. Thank you so much. And like you said, we were in Dallas, surrounded with all the OPs, regional directors, and being in a room of such great talent. It's hard to come back with your cup, the same way you left. And so many people were pouring into us. And like you rightfully said, I cornered Jason. I was like, dude, I need you in our team meeting. And he's like, okay, you got me. So he's like, however, I can only commit X amount of time. It's just honor to be in business with Jason. Like you said, Gary, when Jason speaks, we all listen because the way he delivers it is just so impactful. And I'm just honored to have you in my circle and have you on, Jay.
It's an honor to be. There's nowhere to go but down after an intro like that. So I appreciate that. It's an honor to be here. What do you guys want to talk about?
I think the team momentum as we end the year so that we can end the year strong and start 2023, we're set up right.
Yeah. I think what you're going to hear is a lot of talk about the shift and things are shifting. And I want to kind of caution you about that. The danger of thinking that things are shifting somehow implies that it's happening with or without you. And to be candid with you, parts of it are. Like there's nothing that any of us can do about the macroeconomics or poor decisions that governments make or right decisions that governments make or overshooting cutting rates or overshooting raising rates or tax rebate. None of us can change it. So we're all part of this giant index. And this thing moves and there's nothing any of us can do to knock it off of its axis or even so slightly change it. So in that moment, that can feel really like we're helpless and we're just along for the ride. But have no fear. Do not let your hearts be troubled because here's the deal. Every shifting market, somebody wins. And the number of people that wins changes, but the percentages are always the same. And this is true in every shifting market since the dawn of time, whether we're talking about the boom of oil in 78 through 80, or interest rates from 79 to 81, Or in the US, we had this amazing stock market boom of 84 and then crash of 87, or the bond market boom of 91 and crash of 94, or the worldwide tech boom of 98 and then crash of 2000 and 2001, or the real estate boom, which in Canada never seems to stop. So we don't have to use a date. Or Bitcoin in the last 3 years. Like, everything goes up and down. And that's okay, because you can get rich no matter whether something is going up or down. Because here's the truth. The only way to have a real shift in your life is to either, number one, change the way you think, or number two, change your actions. That's it. Everything else happens to you. Those are the things that you control. And I want to get really clear on this, because life offers this unlimited equal opportunity to everybody, but very different rewards. And the difference in these rewards is usually based on the way that we live. And there is a great book on this somewhere on the shelf. And here's what it says. And I read this all the time. I love this. Listen to this. It's going to sound like you know it right up until the guy started changing the lines of it. But it says, all men and women are created equal. That's right. Good. But we do not live equal lives. This is due to differences in will, motivation, effort, and habit. I want you to write down the word habit. That we are all endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights. Among these, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But it is incumbent upon each of us to be vigilant and disciplined should we wish to attain such a vital, free, and happy life. It goes on to say, let us not forget, humankind's main motivation is to seek and experience personal freedom. If that doesn't just set your hair on fire, because for me, like, I feel those words. And I want to submit to you this idea that when we think about our human experience, and I'm not going to get wildly esoteric, I promise I'm going to bring this down and give you some cool lead gen shit in a minute, but just hang with me for a minute. When we think about the human experience, we would like to think that we're all on a quest for enlightenment. Like, that would be the idea. Since the dawn of time, the wise people and sages, they've all been on this quest for enlightenment. The problem with it is that very few people attain it or even have a definition for what enlightenment would be. And so we walk around and we say we're not happy, although we really haven't defined what happiness is. Or we walk around and we say we're not fulfilled, although few of us have actually decided what fulfillment would be. So I went on a quest, because I'm a seeker like you guys, to try to figure out what is fulfillment? What would enlightenment be? And here's where I ended. I came to a place, and I read it in a bunch of different books, but here's where I came, is that we have knowledge and we have wisdom. And this is literally what gets me through the shift, because I think it's going to be a deeper recession than most people think. And so how do you wake up every day feeling good about it? Here it is. Knowledge, write it down, is the specific acquisition of specific information. So when you read a book, you garner knowledge. When you hear a speaker on a topic, you garner knowledge. You take a class, you get knowledge. That's knowledge. You can go out, it's there. Wisdom is something different. I believe in a higher power. And I believe that she gave me this amazing soul that I have. And inside of this soul, and I think you all have one, and if you disagree, it's okay, but I believe you have all of the information that you need to be successful. You know when to turn right, not when to turn left. You are filled with instinct. You're filled with beautiful design, and everything you need is already in your soul. The challenge with it is it's all locked away. So imagine a long hallway, and on this hallway are all these doors, and every one of these doors is locked. I believe that the quest of life is to find the people that when you hear speak or you hear teach, you feel something within you get unlocked. And in that moment, a piece of the wisdom that you have is now yours to use. And so for me, fulfillment and enlightenment, it's nothing more than the quest for the key makers that can unlock the things inside of me that I already had. And I know when they get unlocked because I feel it. Do you ever be in a car and you slam on your brakes because you're about to kill someone because you were on your phone working on a home inspection, and then you feel that all through your body? You literally feel the fear move. That's the kind of feeling I'm talking about. But this is the one that feels really good. Like, you ever been wildly in love and you know what that feels like? Well, that, for me, when I go hear Gary speak, or a Bill Soderoff, who I think is a genius, when I hear him speak, when I hear these certain people speak, I literally feel things unlocking in me. And so you always hear people say, it's not the outcome, it's the journey, and the journey of life is where the value is. I think what they mean is, if you look up and you're surrounded by people who are unlocking the doors of your soul on a regular basis, you're good. And if you're not good. And we mistakenly, I think, Colin, we call them insights. We say, I heard Gary Keller last week. He said something. I had this amazing insight. It's actually not an insight. What you're looking for from the outside world are outsights, because they're coming from outside. When something hits for you and unlocks, that's an insight because it's coming from inside. So the quest of life is, how many outsights can I have that allow me to feel insights? That's it. And now you get to look up and ask the question, well, so how many people do I have in my life right now that are opening the doors? And then you get to turn it around and you get to say, okay, well, how many people am I opening doors for? And in that moment, we find service. And you're going to say, come on, dude, like, you're way up here. Bring it down here. But here's what I'm going to tell you. I could have gotten on here and just rattled off lead generation tactics to you, which I'm going to do because I get it. We got to know. But here's the thing. If all you do is hear a new tactic, but you haven't discovered a strategy for life yet, all tactics will sound like a good idea. The key is to understand why we do them. And you can't walk around and say that your mission is to help people if the only way you're helping them is by listing or selling their home. Don't get me wrong, that's very valuable. That said, is that all you have to offer? I don't believe that it is. God forbid that it is, because here's the thing. The minute we stop actually enriching people's lives in other ways, then we got a real problem. I'll give you a great example of this. At Mega Camp, we interviewed a guy, Ryan Butler. He's an agent out of Washington, D.C. He's an absolute killer in a good way. And he looked up and said, yeah, my mission is that everybody in my database is a millionaire. And I heard that like 2 years ago, and I was like, that's great. I got a mission statement too. It's big lives and big, but no one cares. And he goes, no. That's the thing. My whole business revolves around it. Now I got interested. So what do you? He said, look, I call in a TCPA friendly, compliant way. If you're in the US and dealing with laws, I call people in my database. And I say, look, it's my mission that everyone in my database is a millionaire, and that it has absolutely nothing to do with the amount of money you make, because your income is not your net worth. In 15 minutes, I can show you a plan to make you a millionaire. Do you mind if I show it to you? Now, you all might be better than me, and your databases are already filled with only millionaires. Me, I grew up in Detroit, and no one I knew was a millionaire. And so that line would work for me. And I said, okay, well, tell me more. How do you do it? And he said, it's really easy. Here's our plan. You go buy a house, and you do it with whatever you need to put down. Then 2 years later, you turn that house into a rental, and you buy another house to live in. Then 2 years after that, we help you buy a multifamily. 2 years after that, you buy another home and replace the one that you were living in. And at the end of 6 years, you're going to own between 5 and 7 doors. And over the next 10 years, you're going to become a millionaire. It's a mathematical certainty. Go. I'm like, yo, that's so good. And he then designed a touch program around it, which is right now, you and I wake up and we say, well, what can we send people to get their attention? Well, he knows where they are in their wealth journey, and he's simply sending them the tools they would need to become wealthier. So in year 1, he's sending you primaries to buy. In year 2, he's sending you more primaries to buy, and then teaching you how to be a landlord for the one you rent out. In year 3, he's starting to teach you about multifamily. In year 4, now we're back to managing. It's genius. It's genius.
Absolutely.
And so I said to myself, Colin, I said, this is so fascinating to me. Ryan is going to be highly compensated for coming up with this model.
Yep.
And I started sharing it at Market Center. You know what I found? I found that most people wanted to be highly compensated, yet they had absolutely no definition for the word compensation. And And so in light of having it, they just started doing stuff. But business doesn't mean busy. They're not the same things. So just because you're busy doesn't mean you have business. So I found a definition for compensation that I love, because everyone I talk to thinks they should be making more money. Here's the definition. If you're a note taker, write it down. Compensation is something you get for something you give. Right there, by the way, that shatters most people's understanding of it.
Yeah.
You have to give first. How about this? It's repayment. Write down the word repayment. Changes the whole way that you perceive how much you should be worth. It's repayment for your contribution, which has to be two things: needed and useful. Write down needed and useful. And it's derived from four things. Number one, the need for your service. Well, here's the good news. It's so damn cold where all y'all live, everyone needs a house. Can't have this conversation in Southern California, so you're good on need. Number two, how well you perform the service, which is on you. The question on that is simply, am I able to communicate well?
Mm-hmm.
Step three, the difficulty in replacing me. How difficult is it to replace you? And then step four, the number of people you get to serve. So Tom Brady is good, right? The need for his service, turns out in this NFL, you need a quarterback. Number two, how good is he at it? Other than this year, he's been pretty consistent, pretty good. Difficulty in replacing him? Good luck. How many people he gets to serve? Friends, 11 million people tune in to watch him Sunday. Turns out he's going to be highly compensated. So you play that game. And here's what scares me. The first one, we're good. People need houses. The second one, how good we are at it, that's on us. You want to go on a path to mastery, you go right now, you leave the train, the station, you're good to go. We can all do that. It's number three that keeps me up at night, the need for our service. Because I break this into two sections. People in transaction. Friends, they need you. And by the way, it's hard to replace you in a transaction. For 90 days, you get so close with people, you know their kids' names, their travel schedule, like you're good. It's the 3 to 7 years outside of the transaction that I think you're amazingly easy to replace. Because I don't think you're doing much. Don't take it the wrong way. Maybe you're different than me and you're providing amazing services. But I'll tell you what happened to me 10 days ago. I got a postcard in the mail, Colin, from Keller Williams' agent. Postcard said, it's time to clean your gutters. It's fall. You know how I got the postcard? Because my kid, he's 9, he gave it to me. And he said, here, Mom wants you to clean the gutters. Hey, that is some shit, Colin. I couldn't believe it. I called the guy and I said, hey, it's Jason Abrams calling. And he was excited about it. He was like, oh my gosh, is this a goof? And I was like, no, it's really me. I'm calling you because I need you to take me off your mailing list. And he goes, well, why? And I go, I don't need you sending me chores. You honestly send a chore for me to the house? Well, what's the next thing you're going to send? It's time for me to take the trash out? What happens in January? You're going to send my wife a note? It's time for you to reassess your personal relationships? Like, what? You're going to send me a card in March that says it's time for me to come over and paint your house? Mm-hmm. Like, that's not needed or useful. But if my realtor who sold me the house would have called me and instead said, Jason, I owe you an apology. Because it's not just my job to sell you a beautiful home. It's my job to help you live beautifully within it. That's what I've discovered this year. And so it's the time of the year when you need to clean your gutters. Do you mind if I send someone over to clean them for you? I'll cover the cost. I just want you to know how much I appreciate you as a customer. By the way, it's $70 to clean the gutters. So it's either that script and that phone call, or you can send me another Cutco knife. I know it's tough to decide. I'm burning inside also on it because I love can openers. How about cutting boards? Need more of those?
Oh, enough.
And Colin, in that moment, I had this epiphany and I was like, there's so many things we can provide. Any one of us can make that call to our past clients. Dan Inahara in Hawaii, he does twice a year shredding, where he calls all of his clients and says, hey, I'm coming to your neighborhood with a shredding truck. Do you want me to stop by and pick up anything at your house, old statements or any legal documents? Everybody says no. right up until they say yes. You know why they say yes, Colin? Because they're decluttering and they're getting ready to sell. And they come out the house with like 7 grocery bags full of credit card statements.
Brilliant.
It's brilliant. You know what else he does? Once a year, he calls everyone and says, hey, look, I have a junk company and I'm going to come to your house and remove any large items. But here's the thing. If you have trouble getting the stuff out of the house, we'll carry it to the curb for you, put it in our truck and take it away. It's a free service. It's on me. You know who does that? People that may be a touch older, that may have trouble getting a mattress from their bedroom to the front. You know why they do it? They're decluttering. You know who else does it? Hashtag everyone who has stuff in their house they want to get rid of.
Mm-hmm.
I met another agent twice a year. He comes to your house and he picks up all of the toxic materials in your garage and takes it and appropriately gets rid of it here in the U.S. and at the county. There's always a place to get rid of that stuff. You know who has paint cans in their garage? Rich people. You know who else? Poor people. You know why? Everyone does. That's a service. These are the touch points that's needed and useful. I think it's brilliant, by the way, because here's the thing. If you look up at all of the touch points that you have and they're not needed or useful, it's okay. Don't panic, because they have worked really well for our industry and they're still going to work. So you don't have to get rid of the quiche recipe that you're sending or any of it. You're good. I'm saying add in 2 or 3 needed and useful touches. And in that moment, you go from being really easy to replace to be really hard to replace. And I'll prove it to you, Colin. Everybody at home right now, raise your hand if you're the one currently paying to have your VIP SOI gutters cleaned. Raise your hand. You'll be alone. It's going to feel weird. You'll be in your living room with your hand up by yourself. Go, raise your hand right now.
Yep. Oh,
no hands? Shocking. Maybe you're the one then that's picking up the shredding stuff twice a year. Raise your hand there.
Mm-hmm.
None? Very few? I know, because I've been asking in every market center I go to and no one raises their hands. You know what that would mean if you started doing it in your market? It means you couldn't be replaced. You know why? Because ain't no one else doing it.
Mm-hmm.
This is the key to the shift. There's only 2 ways to impact people. You either tell them something they don't know, or you tell them something they do know in a new, unexpected way. And what I'm telling you is that the shift becomes the quest for the motivated for the agent. What does it become for the consumer? The quest for the needed and useful. I'm shredding everything else. I'm getting rid of the apps I don't use to save money. I'm getting rid of the vacations that are too expensive because I'm not going. I'm getting rid of the people that can't move the ball forward for me. That means needed and useful. So what are you going to provide that's needed and useful? Because that's how you pick up market share in a shifting market. And here's what's going to happen. What's going to happen is most realtors are going to do nothing different. It's okay. It's okay. But let's not pretend that all of a sudden something different is going to change. By the way, in the chat, window washing is great too. Absolutely. You wash the exterior of somebody's window, especially if they live in it too. Think about your house. Think about the amount of your wretchedness that's on your windows right now. Don't lie about it. It's okay. Run towards it. Yes, you too. Yeah. If I called you and said, hey, it's Jason, your homeowner's insurance guy. You know, I realized the only time we talk is when you have a catastrophe. You mind if we talk more often? How about I send someone over to clean all those windows? You don't just have to talk to me when you have broken windows. Would that be okay? Friends, in that moment, your insurance guy would stop being a pain in your ass and start being a partner. And here's what I'm going to leave you with, Colin. In the shift, you got 2 things that happen in the industry. You have partnership and you got passengership. In the good market, all you have is passengership. Now, what does that mean? It means that everyone sits around, waits for a realtor to sell a house, and then everyone jumps on the bus. Homeowner inspector, he gets on the bus. Insurance salesman gets on the bus. Loan rep gets on the bus. Title gets on the bus. Home Depot gets on the bus. Furniture companies get on the bus. Everyone gets on the bus. The only person driving is the realtor. The only person building the bus is the realtor. And the only person looking for actual consumers to carry them around is the realtor. That's okay during a boom. I get it. I'm in. You're a service provider. That doesn't work for me in a shift. I don't need any more passengers. I need partners. And partners mean, how are you going to pick up the slack? And number one, help me generate leads. Number two, help me be needed and useful. How are you going to do it, Mr. Home Inspector? How are you going to do it, Mrs. Lender? How are you going to do it, Title Exec? And if you don't have an answer, God help you, because I'm going to go find providers that do, because I need partners in a shift. Now, here's the challenge for everyone on the call. Everyone on the call needs to treat Keller Williams, or if you're with a different brokerage, the exact same way. Meaning you need to wake up tomorrow and you need to come and decide how you need us to partner with you. What do you need? You need more conversations in writing so you know what to say. You need more MOFR so you have a reason to call. You need more services. You need more support. You need a trainer just yelling at you. What do you need in order to thrive? And then you got to come tell us and hold us accountable to providing it to you. That's the relationship. And if you don't, it's okay. But just understand that you won't make a shift in the way you think, and you certainly won't make a shift in the way that you act. And at the end of this, you are going to then get what you get. Two ways of life. You either get what you plan or you get what you get. And so my wish for everyone on this call, if today was a wake-up day, if I said anything that unlocked any part of your soul, don't let the day end without making the phone call to someone in your life, whether it's your team leader, your OP, another agent in the office that can help you, because the conversation is the relationship. And if you want to be in deeper relationship with somebody, you just simply start communicating more. You want to be out of relationship with someone, you just stop talking. Colin, that's all I got.
That is powerful. It's funny because I'm taking a lot of notes here. The shift is a gift. How to beat the competition by making them irrelevant. What separates you from your competitors? Raise your value, raise your service, create new values. Those that adapt and change survive and thrive. Compensation is something you get based on the service you give.
Yes.
I'm going to write a book based on my notes here.
Here's the thing. You could, because I stole all of those thoughts from somebody else. You could put it together in one fluid book and you'd be a rich guy.
That book that you quoted, that you read from, what is the name of that book?
So the first one I quoted is the Motivation Manifesto. It's a fantastic read. I really like it. The compensation discussion, that came out of The Wealthy Gardener. Now, it's 400 pages. I just gave you the best piece of the book, so you have to read. But still, it's a great book.
No, that was powerful, Jay. Gear, what are your thoughts? What did you get there? Because I was writing. I have to go back over this 2 or 3 times. Oh, you have notes.
I got notes too, and in light of keeping Jason on all afternoon, I love it, Jace. You led with this. And I think it's just golden because we often forget every shifting market, somebody wins.
Oh man, I'll tell you what.
I know who I want to be.
It's always the same. You're gonna have fat cats and you're gonna have starving dogs, and the world changes, and we just react to it. And there's a really interesting idea about this, because most of us walk around on a daily basis under this delusion that we can somehow control any of it. And that is exhausting, just in all candor. And the minute you come to the grips with the fact that you can't, and you suffer through the way that feels, because that doesn't feel so good either, then you're only left with how you react. And reacting to things is so much easier than thinking that you actually can change it. You couldn't if you wanted to.
Yeah. And a great segue into, we're going to talk about family reunion for next year. And we'll end with this is, as I reflect on it, I need more outsights.
Yes.
Who am I getting around that's going to provide those outsights to get those insights, right?
The scariest thing is when you look up and everybody has this epiphany at a different time in life, and you realize that you're not surrounded with people that are giving you outsights. And that's that moment, right, where you look up and you're like, oh my gosh, like I have a choice now. Because here's the thing, when you're not cognizant of something, it's called unconscious incompetence. I'm unconscious, I'm incompetent, I don't know it, so I don't feel bad about it. The minute you move to conscious incompetence, you have a choice. And the choice is now, do I react and go find some new people to have in my life, or do I just sit here and stay here? And here's the difference between what I think are the happiest people in life and everyone else. The happy people are the ones that look up and make a change the minute they find out the current relationships they have are failing them.
Love it. Love it. Jason, thank you. Thank you.
That is powerful, my brother. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for having me. It was an honor to be here.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thanks. Beautiful. Colin, my friend. There we have it.
There it is. Jason Abrams, the head of industry and learning, one of our thought leaders in the Keller Williams world. Just a powerful individual. Just happy to have him on our team meeting this today.
Absolutely. So stay on with me for a moment because we got to welcome some more people to KWRC. Thanks to the entire team for bringing on Leanne, Jack, Rebecca, Lynn, Lucy, Diana, Son, Stefan, and Dylan. Congrats to you. If this is your first team meeting, this is awesome. This is exciting to have to have Jason Abrams on with us. There you have it.
We have Morgan Freeman as well, so it's a win-win.
This is what we do. This is what we do. Very good. Very good. Okay, so that brings us to a really cool partnership. We talked about partnerships, right, with Jason and the mortgage group and Rhiannon Agostino, who, as many of you might know, I'm going to bring you on, Rhiannon. You're good to go. Here we have it.
There she is.
She is.
Hi, everybody. Hi. Thanks for having me.
This is awesome. Let's set this up. So if you've been around like 10 years like I have and many others, you will know Rhiannon from working with her and the team for many years. And then now she's been able to partner with Charity and her team. So talk about a tremendous asset to us, Rhiannon. We are so thrilled of your new partnership because that means we get a better access from you. This is fantastic. We're so pumped for this.
Awesome. I'm super excited. And definitely there are many faces that are super familiar to me, having been in the office for many years and the partnerships that I've had in the past. Yes. So it's really exciting to, we always say things come full circle. So it's really exciting to sort of be back and have those connections. I'm really excited to what we can do in the future and look forward to it. So thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Perfect. So we'll say bye to Colin for a few moments, and you and I, Rhiannon, we can talk about the latest news as of like an hour or 2 hours ago, and then it affects our clients and of course the service that we're providing to them. So let's just talk about the elephant in the room. So new rate hike, right?
New rate hike all over social media. If you haven't heard yet, the Bank of Canada increased the overnight rate target key policy rate to 3.75, which has increased the prime lending rate by 50 basis points. So we were currently sitting at 5.45 and now we're up to 5.95.
There you have it.
Yeah.
So as it does with everything, when news comes out like that, we always find that, there's a little shakeup or people get scared or they don't know what to do. What are some ways that we can kind of talk to our clients, whether they're looking to purchase right now? What are some ways we can kind of talk to them about, the rate hike and what does that mean? And oh my gosh, we kind of run the other way when we should be going the right way.
Yeah, exactly. I think the biggest thing that we see in this industry, and realtors see it, mortgage brokers see it, panic, right? Panic starts to set in. Our phones start ringing. What does this mean for me? How does this affect my pre-approval? How does this affect my current mortgage? What does that look like? So conversations really need to be surrounded by, speaking with your team of professionals that you're working with, making sure, that you're reviewing what your plan has been and always, has been with your professionals that you're working with. And, one of the biggest things, and for those that don't know me, one of the biggest things that I like to focus on is affordability. So, as much as these rate hikes and, rates, it's always, the topic of conversation, throw the rate out the window and let's get into the nitty gritty of affordability. Is this affordable for you? And regardless of whatever that rate looks like or that, increase looks like, there are always creative solutions that we can come up with, put into place, ensure that it's affordable for you, ensure that your clients are meeting their financial needs, and just making sure that everyone knows exactly, what the actual financial picture looks like, instead of just this doom and gloom, fear mongering of, I can't afford it, I can't get into the market, all this stuff that we see people do when panic sets in, right? So I think that's just key, just making sure that you're having those conversations, like speak with your mortgage professional, get insight from us on how you can communicate with your client when you're meeting with them. That's the great partnership here.
Yeah, I like it. And I like that conversation, or the topic of conversation, changing it from what can I buy to affordability, right? Because what can I buy changes with affordability, because I've got a car payment, or my kids are getting close to going to university, and all of that. What does that look like? Whereas we start the conversation with affordability.
Absolutely. And that's exactly. And that's not to say, rate's important, right? Like, obviously we're doing our best to ensure that everyone's getting the best product that meets their needs. And that's the wonderful, world of mortgage brokering, right? It's not a one product fits all. That's why we do what we do. We have these creative solutions. We have different options. We have, 50 plus lenders that we can go to. As much as, we pick our top 5 or 10 that we might work with, there are always solutions for that client. And at the end of the day, when we break it down and we show the client that you can achieve home ownership, you can invest in that real estate market, we can access your equity and make your equity work for you and invest in your financial portfolio, all of a sudden it starts making sense, and they start seeing, okay, wow, there is a bigger picture here. And that's the key component to all of this.
Yeah, absolutely. And so let's talk about some of those things, like the mortgage products that are out there and so forth. And as you mentioned, why work with a mortgage broker? And if you're new with us, you maybe haven't heard this before, but if you have been with us, we always encourage working with a mortgage broker because of something you just said. 70 plus different lenders, and you narrow that down to your kind of, not to say that your favorites, but the types of products that they offer.
Exactly.
Get into a little bit more detail about that.
So at the end of the day, there's just like real estate, there's many mortgage brokers out there, and really it's just about partnering with, people that improve your business and ensure that you're working together as a team to make sure at the end of the day that your clients are being taken care of. And there are, I could talk about this for hours. There are many products that are suited out there, and it's not one size fits all at all. So, you get clients all the time that say, I went to my bank, I was turned away. I went to my bank, I was told that, I'm only entitled to X number of dollars. You go to a mortgage broker, and now all of a sudden there's these solutions that are available to you, whether it be a bank, whether it be a non-bank lender that's still offering the best competitive rates, whether you're self-employed, newly self-employed, whether you've been in the business self-employed for, 10, 20 years, new to Canada, many different products that are available. Really, it's just about finding the right fit for that client. So there are many solutions. And I think one of the things, Gary, that we talked about was, now that I've partnered up in terms of, full circle back to the Keller Williams office, partnering with Charity and her team, we're looking forward to offering you guys, lunch and learns. So we're looking at being part of the training calendar, offering those, independent one-on-one sessions if you want to get you better familiar with what we do offer. So if you aren't already working with us, we encourage you to reach out and just see what it is that we can offer to you and your clients.
Yeah, I love it. And that's a great segue. And I should have had your contact info on the screen here, but perhaps you can put it into the comments afterwards. And a lot of us have known Rhiannon for a long time. We are thrilled that, we'll call it, you're back with us. The level of service, we always look to ways, whether we're running our own business as a realtor or as a brokerage, and just like Charity and Rhiannon are doing, they know that they can achieve much greater things working together for us and our clients. So we are absolutely thrilled for you and for our clients, because I know what this is going to mean for our clients' business. Well done.
Exactly. One of the things I'll just quickly mention, Gary, because we did talk about it and I won't take up too much time, is, the importance of a team. So obviously right now, shifting market, we're seeing things change with values, and that's changing. It's not that it's month to month, it's changing week to week, we find. And so just the importance of ensuring that you're working with the right team. We are still seeing multiple offers in certain pocket markets. So there are still clients and agents that are saying, we want to go in firm. If you're working with the right team and we've done our due diligence and we've reviewed everything, we have no issue advising your clients to go in firm. But just in situations where you're dealing with markets where you're not getting those multiple offers, the importance of conditions of finance are key, because we are seeing a slight change in appraisal values. So we just want to make sure that we're protecting your client, we're protecting you, and we're doing our due diligence to make sure that, you know, that deal is going to close.
I love it. I love it. And we keep saying this. How soon should we have our clients talk to a mortgage broker? Like, it should be the next phone call. If you've said
not soon enough.
That's right. As fast as possible, because that just sets the whole experience up for success. And I know you can't stress that enough. I can't stress that enough. That should be
absolutely.
There you have it. Yeah.
We're always available. So we really appreciate the opportunity, and I look forward to connecting with all of you. And it's great to be working with you guys again.
Thanks so much, Rhiannon. All the best. Talk soon.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Good stuff. So yeah, reach out to her. And I know many of you already know her, and it's great to have her back within the team. This is cool because Nelson Homes, one of our premier sponsors, is partnering with us. We, you know, now that the theme of the meeting is becoming partnerships, and I love it. And if you have a client that is looking to build, whether it's on vacant land or they already have land or they want to rebuild what they've got, reach out to Nelson Homes, because there's a way for you to provide service to your clients as well as getting paid, getting a commission. So the webinar is out there. You can go watch that. Here's some highlights of it. And this is a great service. We are thrilled to be partnering with Nelson Homes on this. Very, very good. Okay, I'm gonna invite Jonathan and our broker Record. I'm gonna bring you on the call here too, Colin. And while Jonathan gets ready here, this is it's always great to get around like-minded people and people that are excelling in what they do. And Colin, I don't know about you, but I've seen some great text and emails and everything coming and acknowledging, oh, Jonathan was able to help me with this. Jonathan was great. He was able to help me with this, and shed some light on that too, Colin. It's awesome to see that.
Absolutely. And like you rightfully said, it's looking for like-minded people with the right culture and the right values that we possess here at KWRC. And an interview process, you want to do as best as you can to make sure you find the right match, the right marriage. And it's encouraging to see that, you know, we, based on the feedback we're getting, that yes, not only we as leaders see that, but our partners see that as well. And that is very encouraging. Yeah,
very good. So I believe Jonathan's ready here. So we'll bring him on camera here. And Jonathan, the screen's coming up yellow, so I hope that's okay. Hope we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can see you.
Oh, let's see. Let's see what I can do here.
It looks like a sticky is in front of your camera. Did I say he's not technically savvy as well? Oh, there you go.
There we are.
Sticky. Well done. Well
Hello,
done.
everybody. It's amazing. You know, what Jason has shared and what Rhiannon has shared is just fantastic. I can't say enough about what they've shared. It sheds new light with even from what I've known, you know, over the last 22 years that I've been in real estate. It's just incredible how people think so uniquely, and you know, it creates new opportunities. I remember back when we first bought our home, and we bought our home when the interest rates were, I believe it was about 7.25%. And we were so excited to buy. And it wasn't really the interest rate that really mattered at that time, because we qualified and it mattered. And we could afford it. And that's basically what a lot of first-time home buyers do, and a lot of people do when they talk with a mortgage agent, when they talk with their banks. They get opportunities, and they are created opportunities by the institutions, by the mortgage agents, even by the government, on affordabilities. And the government will do, if the market's coming down at such a steep rate, the government will do things to ensure that you can afford homes. So there's a lot of people, and there's a lot of ways in which people can afford homes. And I really love what Jason had to say in terms of, the opportunities for touch points, and as well as the opportunities for the mortgage or being having the affordability for your home. What I want to talk to you about is my promise that I made on our last team meeting. I'm not sure if you heard. I said, we have your back. The brokerage, and as a broker of record, we have your back. So I just want to give you a simple example of what we did. While I've been here, I've been in arbitration with on behalf of our agents. And on behalf of one of our agents who really had a difficult time with the BRA. And we went into arbitration with another brokerage in the neighborhood, and we were able to win the case. So I'll have to say about $20,000 in commission when we had thought. And because of the situation that we were in, I didn't even think that we had a chance either. But after pleading the case and after discussions and going in front of the arbitrators, interviewing the other brokerage, we were in a better and better position. And also, at the end of the day, we won the case. So about $20,000 in commission. Also, the arbitration fee, the interest that acquired over those times, we were able to get that back to our brokerage. And I will do everything in my power and my knowledge and my experience to help you whenever you guys get in trouble. But at the same time, I want you guys to help me by following some of the procedures and the processes that we set in our brokerage, so that you're not out possibly $20,000 in commission. And I just want to say that I sent out something today from the desk of the broker of record, just on something on mutual releases and cancellations. So please read that. It would help your situations. It would help your business tremendously, just for even small things. And I want to shed light to something that many of you might not know. We have what's called a buyer registry service within the TREB Stratus. And what that is basically it's registering your buyers on the TREB system, right? If you register yourself on the TREB system, then it gives you that much qualifications and that much security on dealing with buyers, and for your buyers not to go to another agent or another brokerage and you having to lose a commission. So on the left side of the column on Stratus, it'll say BRS. And I know we're going to be using Realm soon. And Gary has just confirmed that even on Realm, we're going to have the BRA registration, which is the buyer registration system on the Realm as well as the Stratus. So please take a look at that. If you're able to go in, sign in, register a buyer, it just makes your case that much more solid when you're dealing with issues with other brokerages and having confrontations in terms of who's the buyer representation, whether it's our brokerage or another brokerage. So that's a little bit of a short stint from me, but those will go a long way to help your business. Thank you so much for your time.
Awesome, Jonathan. Thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan.
I don't know. I was able to get some background on that story that you shared, Jonathan, and the importance here is using that buyer registry service as well and having that BRA. And if you've heard it from day one, you're going to hear it on day 3,972. Document your paper, have everything documented, because it just makes our case, and in Jonathan's position, so much easier when we have everything documented. So Jonathan, again, thank you for your contribution. Thank you for raising our lid here every day as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Colin.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Very, very good. Okay, where are we moving to next?
All right, we're cooking with gas right now.
Yeah, there we go. Colin, we always love seeing this. Top
beautiful
team producers, the Terry Hastings team. This is absolutely amazing. Working in the market that they do and taking the market share that they have. Number 8 in Canada for closed units, and number 4 in Canada for KW. Year to date, you can see there for GCI. Congratulations, huge congratulations to everyone on the Terry Hastings team. Congratulations. Very, very good. Okay, this is fun. So we talked about family reunion. Let's watch this video, and here we go. There we go. Beautiful. So, Colin, like we talked with Jason, and we talked about, who we getting around to create more outsights for us, so we have that internal insights, right? And family reunion. I can't think of a better way. Whether it's going to the sessions or just networking with other people, and sometimes the best stuff I come away with is
just networking outside.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think as a brokerage right now, we have at about 15 of our partners signed up for family reunion. The goal is to go down there with a strong delegation, about 30 plus. So for those of you who haven't signed up for family reunion as yet, please do. It's a great investment into your business. The knowledge and skills that you'll come back from with family reunion will 10x your business easy the moment you implement it. And Melissa Taylor said already booked. Looking forward to seeing you there.
And that is of no surprise, Melissa. We love having you down there. You're absolutely right, my Colin. Beautiful, beautiful. Good stuff. Okay, moving on. So again, Marion Kirkoni knocking it out of the park this year. Huge congratulations to you for being number 6 for GCI in all of Canada. Well done, my friend. Well done. Good stuff. Mission moment. Okay, I'm gonna take this time to invite our favorite lead of the PC coaching, Jen Silbernagel. Jen, I'm gonna hand this part of the meeting over to you, and you take it from here.
It's hard to know where to go after Jason. My head is a little messed up right now. People are messaging me. I'm like, oh my God, that was so good. I wanted to take a little time and just stop and thank some of the people in our brokerage who go out of their way day after day, year after year, in this instance, to support the other agents and to promote the culture of our brokerage and to take care of their agent partners. The people that I'm going to talk to about today, and 2, hopefully, I know 1 is here for sure, are near and dear to my heart, because it is a combo, the dynamic duo of Melissa Taylor and Mike Russo. And for those of you that don't know, Melissa and Mike are working with myself in the coaching program and helping our agents on a daily basis. But it's more than that. It's more than just how they provide for us within the coaching program. Melissa has been a powerhouse since she's come to the brokerage. She has been present and participating in every opportunity that's put out there. She's the first to volunteer. She's generally the last to go home for many, many reasons. She is constantly giving her time and her energy and her commitment to the agents. And we see that in every way possible with her. She's just a true leader. And we're just very grateful for her personal commitment to the company and her journey that she's on and getting to be a part of that. And Mike is the best. We've all known him since he started. He's like the baby of the group almost. Although our office is trending younger, he's going to kill me for saying this. That's okay. And Mike, for those of you that know, he's always been present and wanting to learn and education based and supporting our agents very, very quietly most of the time. He's a little bit of a silent leader in that way, and it's something that I respect about him at a very high level at such a young age. And on top of that, with coaching, he runs our coaching morning calls every day and has been doing so for the past year. And can I tell you, he hasn't missed one. In a year, he has been diligently on every single call every day. He took 4 days off to go to Vegas, and that was it. And they were the worst 4 mornings of my life. I gotta tell you, I was like, Mike, please come back. He's so committed. And as a leader, we lead by example. And his dedication and his consistency is something that that we just admire, and we're just very grateful to have them both representing us and doing what they do here in the brokerage. So
that's amazing.
Love it, Jen. One of the things that I remember you saying, Mike had mentioned to you that, why does he do it every morning and why does he host those calls? It prepares him to work with his clients and do his lead gen.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you talk about iron sharpens iron, and you think, well, how does a coach get to benefit from it? That is one way. So look for opportunities. I'd say that if I take a step back, look for opportunities and how you can provide insight and those outsights and everything like that in along with your journey here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, we've seen his business grow. We've seen his skills grow. His ability to speak and to coach and to lead have all been enhanced, and his ability to sit with his clients and have those hard conversations with them. There's been growth around all of that. And it's because of the choice he made to put himself in that position. And he says it all the time. It gets him set every day in the right way by showing up and being on that call. So even if there's only 2 other people with him, he knows he started his day right. And that's a huge value add to him. And so, that commitment to his own business and his own growth is something to admire. And it's just amazing to watch him give back as much as he does and as much as Mel does on a day-to-day basis. I get to see it every day. Not everybody knows at the level that they show up, right? And show up for others. So it's truly very powerful. And they're just rock stars. I'm just happy to be able to celebrate them today.
And thank you for acknowledging them and shining a spotlight on them, because like you rightfully said, most people don't know. Mm-hmm. And as a brokerage, we want to celebrate the successes and also show every one of our partners, this is more than real estate. It's how we can impact and change as many lives as possible. That brings me back to the talk where with Jason Abrams, when he said the guy wanted to create millionaires in his database. We know it's the exact same for Melissa. It's the exact same for Mike and the entire coaching team. You guys are so committed in helping each and every one of our agent partners build a big life. And I thank you for being an amazing leader. Thank you.
Thank you. It's our pleasure. I'm going to shift a little bit to a little coaching topic that I want to throw out there. Not that I'm trying to have any sort of coaching conversation after having Jason Abrams on this call, but something he brought up that led me to another thought was just simply, he kept talking about, connecting with his database and engaging with his database and the millionaires and doing all those events and those value adds. And it just made me think about, how many agents out there don't have a database. And it's a scary thought coming into a shifted market, right? That if you might have a list of names in your phone, you might have a group of people that who are you missing though if you don't have it in a system? And I'm not here to talk about what system to use. If you want to use cards in a file folder, you go right ahead and do that. I know Wayne did that for many, many years and it worked for him real well. And he got that from Gary. So there's nothing wrong with it. But please, as we enter into a shifted market, take some time to look at your database and get them into some sort of organized system, because you are going to need to be more connected to them in order to implement any of the systems or any of the ideas or value add touches that we're talking about and that Jason brought to light today. So just a little nugget to add on there, that is step one. If you don't have it and you do need some help with that, or you don't know how to do it, just go to our website, thebusinesscheckup.ca. Plug in your information. It will come directly to myself and Dylan. We'll reach out and get on the phone with you. We'll have a 20-minute call and we'll give you some guidance on what the brokerage has in place to support you in moving forward with that initiative.
That's great. One more time, Jen, the website name.
It's businesscheckup.ca.
There you have it, my friends. Take my advice. Go do it. Go do it, because there's nothing better to have than having somebody else look at your business and ask you questions on how you can improve. Because we know the answers, but sometimes there's those blind spots, and we need people like Jen, Mike, and Melissa and Dylan to point those out sometimes. So it's imperative that you do that. Good stuff, Jen. Awesome. Yes. So I know if while we have the three of us, and Stevie, if you're good, I'm going to bring you on screen too. There's a big event happening with Wayne. It's almost like not version 2, because that sounds like it's better. It's just we're doing it again. Talk to us, Stevie, what Wayne's doing for everybody one more time, if you will.
Yeah, so tomorrow in the Newmarket training room, we have business planning clinic again with Wayne. The reason why we did this, we threw it on again, is because not everyone was able to make it to the first session. However, this is one of the most valuable sessions as an agent that you can take. So I cannot stress enough that if you are able to make it, or rearrange your schedule, do what you have to do to make it tomorrow to business planning clinic, this is going to really set you up for next year. Like, get close with your goals, really understand why you're doing what you're doing and what you need to be doing to actually achieve those goals. And that's what tomorrow with Wayne is going to be all about. So get in the room for that.
And I got to tell you, if you weren't in the first session, Jen was there, Stevie was there, and I was there, and many other agents were there. And we weren't there just to provide some other insight. It's because we also have our own businesses to take care of and to plan for, whether, it's Stevie looking at from the recruiting side, Jen looking at things and how she can add to the coaching side, me from the brokerage side, and all the other pieces in between. Just because you think you're at this level, trust me, as we keep saying, iron sharpens iron, and we need to be planning forward, not backwards. The status quo is not okay, my friends.
Nope.
It's not okay, especially in a shifting market. So that's great. And kudos again to Wayne for taking that lead and hosting it. It's absolutely fantastic. Thanks, Jen, for everything that you do. We're going to hand this part of the meeting over to Stevie. And let's just do this. We'll do this, and we got to do this. Stevie, top performers. This is awesome. So I'm gonna click through the slides, and you share your acknowledgments. We've had some awesome. We're gonna see some usual days, which we always do. However, we got some new names on the top list here, and it's always awesome to see them. So without further ado, here we go.
Thank you, Gary. This is my favorite part of the meeting always. So I'm going to try to do it with as much energy as Gary always does, guys. But getting into our top producers. So top agents for closed units year to date for September in the Grey Bruce area. We've got Tracy Kirstein and the Terry Hastings team. So always up there representing for us, which is so awesome.
Well done.
And then this is the best. This is our capper. So this means that everyone on this list for the month of September has reached their cap, meaning that they are going to be receiving 100% of their commission for the remainder of their calendar year, which is probably the most exciting thing about Keller Williams. So congratulations to Andrew, Jonathan, Justine, Eli, Tana, Alexander, and Michelle. And then we have our top agents in Aurora for closed units year to date. So we have got, I was going to go from the bottom up, but Gary's going slower on that. So I'll go. So congratulations to Marion, Steph, Vincent, Kevin, the Silbernagel team, and Megan.
Wow.
And we should mention here, Stevie, just to interrupt, this is not only for our brokers, but this is industry wide for all the offices located in these areas. But when you see one of these red slides come up, this is an outstanding accomplishment. So everyone, yeah.
Huge. I was looking at the stats for this month for Aurora, and we were saying like 4 of the top 5 agents in Aurora are Keller Williams. Like it's amazing. KWRC, sorry, it's amazing.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
Apologize.
Wasim, yeah. Awesome. And this is another huge celebration. So this is first closings with the brokerage. So we've got Jonathan, Lanka, and Zubair. This is particularly exciting because obviously closings are when we actually get paid and make money, right? So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Then written business, top individuals for September. We've got Wayne, Christina, Marion, Tony, Lana, Kevin, Tracy, Wasim, Anushka, and coming in at number 1, Stuart Madden. That's awesome. Okay, top agents for Georgina. So closed units year to date for 2022. So we've got the pair-off team, Steven, pair-off team, awesome guys. And then we've got the Volpe Alcorn team coming in at number 8. And then we've got the Baxter Ryan group. That's exciting to see as well, because Kelsey and Natalie are a newer team with us, but already, making their way up the ranks there. So that is amazing. Okay, and then written business for top groups for September is we've got the Bolton Real Estate Group, the Stephanie Suave team, pair-off team, John Brock Real Estate Partners, the Volpe Alcorn team, and the Terry Hastings team. So again, a couple new names on that list, which is awesome. Okay, and then closed units for top individuals. We've got a massive tie for 4th here. The list keeps going. So we've got Christine, Stuart, Tana, Paul, Wasim, Jesse Lee, and Haley all tied for 4th. So that is awesome. And then we've got a 3-way tie for 3rd, which is Wayne, Vincent, and Dina. And then Jonathan, and coming in at number 1, Tracy Kirstein.
Dude, I just noticed in the comments is tuning in from Las Vegas, my friends. That's pretty cool. I love it.
Yeah, no one
tuning in from Las Vegas.
Yeah. That's awesome. Okay, and then closed units for top groups for September is the Terzes team, the Russo team, Silbernagel team, the pair-off team, the Volpe Alcorn team, and of course the Terry Hastings team. All right, top agents in Newmarket for closed units. Number 4, the Volpe Alcorn team, Stuart Madden, Melissa Taylor team, Terzes team, Paul Ireland. Fantastic. Stuart Coleman, another newer agent with us, which is awesome to see. Love that.
Very good, Stevie. Huge congratulations to everybody that is generating business and generating awareness for their clients. And it's always fun to see your name on screen as well. Mm-hmm. And we're seeing a lot of new names appear on those lists, just ever so slightly below. So I encourage you to keep pushing. Keep pushing, definitely into the months and the last quarter here, because that's what we're in, and we'll that's just going to set us up for an amazing start of 2023. Fantastic, Stevie. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Very good. Market intel, Colin. Okay, so we did things a little bit differently. And we're going to highlight what those differences are when we start pulling the stats, and you'll quickly see why we set it up the way that we set it up this time around. So without further ado, sold versus ask. Now, what I want you to look at is when we have the red bar graph on the screen, that's year to date. And in a moment, we're going to look at something slightly different, because the year to date numbers, well, you can see that's not quite accurate, Colin, right?
Somewhat, yeah.
Today's market.
Yes.
Okay. So this is for all of Treb. And the next slide we have here is just for the month of September. Now, I bet if you look at those numbers, 98.5% of asking price.
What we're really seeing. Yeah.
Exactly. That's a little bit more realistic. Not realistic. That's not the right word. Accurate. Accurate. Yeah. Right word.
It's a true representation of what is really happening in the market today.
Absolutely. And there's a lot of noise on the market today, because let's just pause for a second here. What happened this morning? We had the rate
hike.
And what came out yesterday that might be under the radar a little bit is
the mayor.
The Ontario government and Doug Ford just released a new housing policy that's going to be implemented. And I don't have all the knowledge in my head yet to dissect it and go through it, but you can be sure some videos will be made. But if we peel the onion away, they want to create tremendous, when I say tremendous, I mean huge amount of new housing and supply. So look for some information to come out on that over the next few days, because it is what appears to be a great policy for investors,
yes,
and creating more
family as well.
Yeah. So anyway, back to what we're doing today. So Then we got days on market. So this is the year to date. So 13, that's year to date. But more importantly, Colin, is the month of September, and you can see how it shifted about 7 days roughly. So we're sitting at 22. Well, in fact, most of the industry is 22 days on market.
Now, what we're seeing here as well, Gear, is, and this reinforces, why we need, as agents and professionals, we need to be on top of the price. Because the reality is, the house isn't selling. It means the price isn't compelling. And we need to, if that means we need to make weekly adjustments or bi-weekly adjustments, bi-monthly adjustments, so that we can be ahead of that falling price point, we need to do that. But based on last month's meeting, I think we were 14. Now we've added a week more. I would expect by November's meeting, we're looking at 30 plus days on the market.
Yeah, I think that's a fair estimate. Yeah, for sure. Productivity by agents now this one we can and should look at year to date. Keller Williams is number one for productivity, which is outstanding. Congrats. And that's of the entire Toronto Real Estate Board and all the brands you can see there. Now, a little more excuse me, localized. You can see the stats here. This is combined ends market share. This is the year to date. And we're sitting there in fourth place in Georgina. And you can see we're sitting for sold versus ask in second place at about 95.5% there. And moving ahead, days on market, well, we're sitting at, we'll call it 11 days. And there's some discrepancy right through that graph there. That's from 11 days to 36 days. That's quite a big difference. However, what I would want to know is what's the value of the homes that we're selling versus some other brands out there, because as we know, the higher the value, sometimes it takes a little longer to sell. So sometimes you need to dig.
And peel the onion, like you would rightfully say, let's peel the onion away a little bit here.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Now moving down to new market, this is year-to-date market share at 11.11%. We're almost at that number one spot yet again, and we're gonna get it, Colin. We're gonna get it. Sold versus ask, and you can see we're sitting almost right in the middle there at 97.26%. Again, this is where buyers and sellers are on the same page and valuing their homes at market value there.
Yep.
Days on market, we're sitting at 18. And as you just said, I think those days are going to start creeping up as we get into the fourth quarter here. Moving down into new market, look at that. We got to hit that 30%.
Let's push for that by the end of the year. Like Ludacris said, we're coming for that number one spot. We're there right now. We just need to extend that lead.
I can see Jen smiling at that Ludacris quote. That's gold. That's gold. I love it. I love it. Sold versus ask, we're at 98.5%. And again, so you might say, well, why aren't we number one? Or you might put this graph down in front of a seller and they're like, well, you're not number one. Perhaps we should go with somebody else. Again, know the number of homes that we're selling and go back to that market share, right? Go back to that market share.
Yeah.
At days on market, we're on the higher end here. So we got to have those conversations with our sellers and make sure that we know our market and what we're advertising in that area. Good stuff. Market intel. So as we said, so all these slides will all be posted after the meeting on our website. There is some information coming out from the Ontario government on the new housing policy. And one of the things, Colin, that you and I we got to listen to an economist talk yesterday on a webinar. And one of the neat things that he said, and I didn't bring this up with Rhiannon, and I actually forgot, but one of the neat things is, now this is not policy yet. So this is something that may happen. And Rhiannon talked about the affordability conversation, Colin.
Yep.
And one of the things that the Bank of Canada is looking at right across Canada is allowing a borrower, when their term is up, okay, we pick 1 year, 3 year, 5 year terms, whatever that is, when their term is up, without any mortgage penalty or interest penalty, to re-amortize at their initial amortization.
that will make a huge difference. When I heard that, and I was listening to that on my drive home last night, I almost jumped out of the car. I was like, this is beautiful. Because now when someone goes to renew their mortgage, they wouldn't have to qualify at that stress test either, right? So it allows so much, and that added payment that we're losing, because at current rates, the average person will be paying anywhere from $100 to $300 more in their monthly rates. With that, it allows you to stay at the same level. So
Yeah.
that, if that is passed federally, it'll be beautiful.
Yeah, and let's add some clarity to that. So that's on the renewal letter that you get from your current lender.
Yes.
If you go get a mortgage at a different lender, that's a new mortgage.
Yes, it's a new mortgage.
It's on the renewal. So again, this is just something that they're talking about. The intel or the insight that we got yesterday is this would be an easy policy to push through with no penalties or anything like that. And this could be something that happens as early as the new year, which would be kind of cool. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, Colin, I'm going to hand this part of the meeting over to you and shed some light on, what we're doing, for our agents, but how us as agents can take advantage of what's going on with the business and the market around us.
Absolutely, Gary, and thank you so much. While being in Dallas for a part of last week, and just being in the room with other leaders, I was reviewing my notes on the weekend, and I don't know if it was summarized or what, but I wrote, the only people who should be worried about the market are those who don't have a strategy, a plan, are inconsistent with marketing, not analyzing their business intelligence, aren't focused on conversion, don't have systems, and lack accountability. Those are the agents who should be very fearful. And as we peel that away, I started looking at, I started thinking about it all over again. The only people who should be worried about the market are those who don't have a strategy and a plan. As it is right now, as a market center, we're putting together business planning for the second time around with Wayne. We have TGIM, thank God it's Monday, which we're building positive lead generation habits. If one of our agent partners don't have a plan or a strategy, absolutely you should be worried in this market. The people who should also be worried are those who are inconsistent in their marketing. And the consistency means your target audience is being exposed to your core message, your visual branding, and other brand elements repeatedly. So we have that in command, where we have smart plans where we can constantly be in touch and in front of our clients. So where we can also be consistent in our marketing. People, agents who should be extremely worried or fearful in this market are agents who are not analyzing their business intelligence. I would say, where are you getting your information from? Are you getting it from the media? Or are you getting it from our team meeting here, where we're talking about what is happening in the mortgage industry, what is happening in the economy? Which local economists are you following, whether it's on Twitter or you're just researching so that you can be informed? How are you structuring your business? Are you structuring your business where you're profitable at the end of every month? According to the MREA, it talks about we should run a business where 30% of our income goes to cost of sales, 30% goes to operating expenses, and 40% goes to profit. Are you running your business like a true business? If you're not, you will be worried. I know there's a Warren Buffett quote that says, bad markets don't exposes bad businesses. So these are the times where we need to really run our business like a business. Agents who should be worried are those who aren't focused on conversion. How many clients are you talking to before you get that first appointment? How many appointments do you go on before you actually sign that listing? How many days are you listing on market before it actually sells? are you tapping into our market intel that we're sharing at these team meetings, which allows you to elevate your game? So agents that aren't utilizing these things should be worried about the market. Agents that aren't that don't have a system in place, like I mentioned, a CRM, and communicating with their clients weekly or bi-monthly should, and Jen even mentioned this earlier, where we need to be communicating with our database and putting them in some form of a CRM where we're touching them. So the agents that aren't doing that should be extremely fearful in this market. Agents who don't have someone to hold them accountable. We have that here at KWRC, where we have our coaching program. We have our productivity coaching. We also have advanced coaching, where we're holding you accountable to your goals. This is not the brokerage's goals. These are your goals that you commit to, that means something to you and your family. Business planning, just one-on-one meetings with Stevie and the rest of our leadership team. We're here to hold you accountable to your goals. So these are some of the notes that I took, and looking at us as a market center, as a brokerage, I think every one of our agents have nothing to worry about because we have systems in place. I'm worried for those agents who don't have a support system like this to get them through the shift. And like Jason Abrams rightfully said, there's so much gift in a shift, and we just need to be prepared to take advantage of that. That's my rant.
I like your rant. That's great. I'm gonna invite Jen to come on screen with us too here, and she wasn't quite ready yet, but there she is.
That's okay. I was just putting that link in the chat, but it's all right. I'll do it later.
Beautiful, beautiful. We got a few things to close off with, and some of those is how do I get this back here? We are going to do something like this. There we go.
Yeah.
There's a lot of neat events coming up, obviously. So Jen and Colin, our next team meeting, we're already talking about it because it's only about 2 and a bit weeks away, but talking about a market shift and knowing the numbers, we have got to extend a great thank you to Wasim Jarrah for connecting us with Jason Mercer. Why do we recognize that name? Well, he does all the stats and market analysis for TREB.
Yeah.
So he's definitely he's excited to come on with us and give us the market overview from a TREB perspective at next month's meeting, and the market watch. If you ever see those market watch videos or the information, the documents that come out, that's Jason and his team. So again, thanks to Wasim for connecting us, and we're excited to have Jason at our next team meeting. Jen, talk to us about the bottom one there, or the Terry's event coming up.
Yep.
Yes, this is so cool. Terry is taking time out of her schedule to come and talk to our agents about the conversations that we need to be having right now in this market with our clients. So she is going to have an open conversation and have role play and have discussion over what do you need to say? How is she saying it? What are her team doing to achieve the crazy results that we're seeing them get in their market and grow? And she's just willing to sit down and go, this is it. This is what we do. This is what we say. This is what works for us. Come and learn what we're doing, and then go and put it into your own business, because, you know, we need to learn from each other at this point in time what is working and what's not working, so that we can all move through this market together collectively as a partnership, as opposed to trying to figure it out individually. Like, don't go try recreate the wheel. Terry's got a really good one. She is running it at the highest level. Just come, take what she's doing and do it in your own business. And that's what she's coming to tell us and to share with us on November 17th. Guys, this room should be packed. Like, I'm so excited to be there to hear Terry speak. We've never had her in this type of a conversation before, and I've talked to her one-on-one, and I know the power behind her language and how she converses with people. Like, you need to be there. Everybody should be at this.
That is beautiful. And she's driving 2.5, if not 3 hours to get here to teach this program. Yeah. We need to fill that room and show her the love that she well deserves. But this is someone who you know, her business plan and strategy is, if it's not selling, we need to adjust the price. And again, it's not selling, the price isn't compelling. And she's honestly having those conversations, and they're tough conversation, but she's doing it and she's able to get the inventory moving. So this is someone that we definitely should be in the room to learn from. Obviously, Wayne's business planning is tomorrow. Please, I think we have 7 to 8 more spots available. Please sign up to get into that room, because it's going to set you up for a successful end of fourth quarter and a strong start to 2023. And by being in this business planning, you'll have nothing to worry about. The agents who don't have business planning or who haven't planned as yet, they're going to be extremely fearful in this market.
Isn't it? It's so crazy if you think about it. If you go to Wayne's business planning clinic, or if you've already been, and for those of you that were in the first class, amazing, thank you. And then you follow that up by going to Terry's and getting, okay, I got my numbers and now I know what to say. And all I got to go do is follow that system. That's mastery right there, right? That's step one of mastering your business. Just get your fundamentals. And that's what we're focused on in the training calendar going forward, is providing the training from the best around the fundamentals so that you guys don't have to worry about it. You got it. We got you, right?
Absolutely.
Beautiful. Love it, my friends. So in today's team meeting, here's what I learned. Iron sharpens iron. That was a nice reminder. I love what Jason said about who are we surrounding ourselves to provide us, or so we can hear more outsights. I love that, right? So we can have more insights. And thirdly, Melissa Taylor knows how to write comments in the comment box. She definitely wins for those comments today. I don't know what she wins, but a high five. There you go. All right, my friends. We will see everybody on Friday for the Halloween costume. There's mine, or part of it. Kidding. I don't know what I'm going to show up as. But have an amazing day. Thanks for everyone for being here, and we'll see everyone around the office. Bye for now.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.